Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Jesus picked the right moment to shine for Arsenal. This is his 6th goal in 4 games. He scored the first goal for Arsenal, the equalizer, even though that Brentford scored the first goal for 2025. But Arsenal rallied back in the second half to win that game 3-1. Okay, guys, if you look at that game, they conceded the first goal, Arsenal, and everyone was thinking, okay, 2025, they are starting in a wrong foot, but Arsenal came out. They had equalized in the first half. It was 1-1 in the first half. In the second half, they came out in the first 30 minutes of the second half, scoring 2 goals. Another set piece goal for Arsenal. What do you make of this game in general?
That second goal will be goal. You see that goal? No, that Moreno going to be goal. Because keeper was already out for it. You see the push.
Bro, like,
you see the last 2 goals for Arsenal.
Come on.
Okay, let's say, I have to rule out 1. But you see that one, keeper was already about to jump for the ball. Then the push from the guy. Wait, just that nudge. The goalkeeper didn't lost his balance and couldn't hold on to the ball.
I don't want to go into details. I'll just give you one short answer. VAR checked. And VAR said it's a goal. So it's a goal.
The second one, there was a push.
VAR checked
again.
VAR checked that one and gave it.
What if now Brentford scored that goal?
Now this what if now this
VAR go check him like that, cancel him. Because the check was just very quick.
Whether I like it or not, they gave it 2 goals. Okay, let's start with the first half first. Brentford scoring first, good goal for them before Arsenal equalizing. What do you make of Arsenal, the way they started the goal? I think it's supposed to start Havertz, but I think he picked up a knock before before the game, and when he re-entered and played from the right side. What do you make of Arsenal, the way they set up, the way they defend in this 2025?
We already know the startup line for Arsenal. The surprise for us was when they restarting on the left or on the right. Sorry, we know the setup. Kai Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli. Now waiting we expect. Then all of a sudden we saw a Jesus, one area and Martinelli, and you as a player you'll be shocked. You don't expect these people to start. You expected them to come from the bench, one area from the bench, 17 minutes. And good game for him though. Making his first full Premier League debut. Good game for him. Going into the game, dribbling past defenders whenever he has the chance to dribble, dropping the passes, didn't lose the ball against defender. One area ball, we lose. The ground duels he went for, the dribbles he went for, he was successful in all of them. And his ball retention is what I have to acknowledge in this game. I'm not talking about the chances he created towards the goal, because I saw him create a couple of chances, even in the run that led to Jesus' goal. Now he carried that ball, reached the way part he used play outside shot. Yes. And that rebound, now Jesus used score. Yes. Now he build up, now he creates that chance, one area. So for him in this game, ball retention 100%. Dribbles against defenders 98%. Successful passes 100%. I have to give him that. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but when you see a player do well, you just have to give him confidence.
No Saka replacement.
I think it's too early for us to call one area a Saka replacement.
It's not a Saka replacement, but you can just own that position.
I want to point out 2 key factors. Again, I will still come back to the fundamentals, which is Arsenal conceding very early in that game 1. And then secondly, forget about Brentford. Brentford right
Brentford
now.
Score 4 minutes into game.
I disagree, because you can't keep making the same mistakes over and over again. The difference in this scenario now was that when Arsenal conceded that first goal, if you watch the next 15 minutes before they got to the equalizer, Arsenal were under super tension. The home fans were chanting and cheering at the Arsenal players. They were moving the ball into the Arsenal A team. Arsenal were hanging on by a thread. Let's not also forget that shot that Raya palmed it and the thing slipped past his hand, and he went and caught it and took it off the line on the touch line. It could have easily been 2-0. And once it's 2-0, Arsenal could have dropped their head and it would have been a totally different game. So while we applaud Arsenal for pulling out, this one out of their hearts, getting all 3 points in this encounter, let's not come and play it as though it was a flawless game, because we're anything short of that. You understand me? But
no win is flawless.
In that regards too.
No victory in the Premier, as long as the Premier League is concerned. Even if you win person 5-0, like waiting Liverpool does, you could still count some lapses in their game. No win is flawless.
That Liverpool game is flawless.
That Liverpool game is flawless.
Not flawless.
It's flawless.
Understand? No
The
win.
only annoyance is that it wasn't 7-0.
No
but
win
it's fine.
in the Premier League
I've
is flawless.
decided to settle
At
for
some
5.
point, Man United beat Southampton 9-0 for Premier League in the last 4 years. It wasn't still flawless. No win in the Premier League is flawless. You still have your lapses, and you need to go back and work on them. Even Amorim, when he win the first match for Man United, when he beat Everton 4-0, there's still work to be done. Because that's why I understand that no win is flawless. Because when you win this match, you see your errors, you go back and build on them. For Arsenal in this game, after going 2 goals, after leading by 2-1, at that moment, within that 2-1, before they scored the 3rd goal, you could see the tension on Arsenal's side. Brentford kept coming. At some point, Brentford held on to more of the possession in 10 minutes of the game.
I think they had more of the ball when Arsenal scored the 3rd goal.
No, the 2nd goal they had more of the ball. Then the 3rd goal again they had more of the ball. And it was in that short period of Arsenal holding on to the ball that they created their chance.
But where Brentford missed it is when they scored the first goal and they had that 10-minute mark where they were putting on Arsenal under pressure. They didn't make anything of it. They didn't go more forward. Whenever Arsenal came out to come and attack them and they recovered the ball, they took an extra 4-5 touches before moving the ball forward.
Even the team is trying to manage the injury list. If you notice what happened,
they have a whole lot of injuries.
You know what happened again when Henson came in? He just recovered from injury. He's not in full fitness. Coach has to bring him in. At some point, you just have to bring in your best legs. And 4 of the subs he made at once. He made a quadruple sub at once. 4 of those subs, 3 of those subs are first team players. Coming in the 60th minute when you're already 2-1 down. It tells a different story. It tells you that, okay, fine, these players are back from injury, but we still have to deal with the injury. And I think they lost the game in midfield for me.
Okay, if you look at that game, Partey starting well. Rice, it was a surprise bench. He was dropped to the bench. I think Arteta is managing. If you look at the way Rice,
injury.
Yes, Rice have played almost for Arsenal for one or two seasons straight up without actually dropping. Now you have Merino to substitute him. But generally, now if you look at Arteta now, he is 2nd on the table. Obviously, he's going to be the main man that will challenge Liverpool. Do you think he needs to buy one, or does he need to manage the player he has? Because if you look at December, January now, start of January 2025, Arsenal has picked form and they are winning games. Even though they are drawn a couple of games, they have not lost any game. They are winning their games. Do you think that they can maintain this momentum to challenge Liverpool for that title now?
Well, in the first, I think immediately Arsenal scored the goal 1-1. We saw the table was ready. They were already 2nd on the table. You get, now it was now about points different. They were 2nd on the table with goal difference above Nottingham Forest. You get, now they won that game and they're now 6 points behind Liverpool, who still has a game at hand.
Is it 6 points?
Yeah, 6 points behind Liverpool.
Okay.
And Liverpool still has a game at hand. So let's say they have possibly 9 points. They have possibly 9 points behind Liverpool in this encounter now. Now what they need to do is work on the team they have. If you don't have the finance to get in top players, which is we don't really see top players in the market in January. If you don't have the finance,
we've seen top players in the market. Suarez was a January buy. Let's not forget Salah was a January buy. Let's not forget you buy
at some point you buy in January. And when you buy in January, you don't know what to get until you get the results. You get, it's in the summer you get players and you say, okay, you're getting the best player for this price. But in January you just buy out of luck. At some point, it's just like going to the market to buy non-tested.
You know, for me, I would not accept that fact, because let's say, for example, Arsenal had this meeting at the beginning of the season, looking at options they wanted to go and buy. It's not as if Arsenal in the summer we're not looking at any opportunity for a striker in that position, because they have to plan for every position to make sure that you have people coming into those key positions, right? So they have a short list they had in attack if they were ever going to execute, if the financials lined up and everything. They have a short list. Now, secondly, this is January. All you would need to go back to do is look at your short list, who is available and for how much and what deals can you pull up. Because let's not forget, because Arteta seems to have a short fuse when it comes to memory right now. We have this guy scoring 6 goals in 4 games. It's a good moment for the team. It's like the signing you made 2 years ago is finally coming good this season, right? But let's not forget that it's the same Jesus, it's the same pattern we've seen, and it's going to happen all over again sometime in this season. You understand me? So Arteta needs to make that choice now. If Nketiah was available for Arsenal, it would have been a different topic. It
No,
would have
but how
been
many
given
goals?
chance.
How many goals has Edu
You understand?
scored?
But they
not
need,
even go.
they
How
need
many
to.
goals has
I don't
Edu
think Arsenal
scored?
need to sign for the midfield yet till summer, but they should go for a striker this January.
Oh well, let's see what Arteta is going to be doing.
Like-
It's going to be hard for them to buy, even if a striker
You're
in
not going
January.
to-
I don't
like
think
I
he's
said,
going to buy anything
you're going
this
to
January.
experiment and hope you get the best. That's what you're going to do in the market in January. That's what many clubs do in the January. You know the player you're going for. But definitely most clubs don't want to leave those players because you want to pay cheap and you want to pay. And the clubs want high play, so you go for
I think
an alternative in January.
For you to buy top quality, you have to buy top quality in middle table teams. You cannot buy from a top club
that is the
in
thing.
January. Like it's just like going to Real Madrid and buying a player in January. Nobody will
look
lose
at
that
it.
for
When
you.
you go all the way to Ipswich to get a Delap, how are you sure he's going to excel at Arsenal?
Why won't Liam Delap excel at Arsenal? Do you know the pedigree is from?
That's the thing. You want to get a player, you go to Coventry to get this guy that looks
That's
like.
what I'm saying.
That looks like
The
Grealish.
truth about buying in January is that you have to buy from a middle table, no
Or
top
small table team.
Yeah, no,
and you don't know if they will come to the side and excel. But I'm just saying, if Arsenal will do the experiment, they just need to be patient with the players.
The bottom line is, if Arsenal have had anybody in scouting who was on the table to buy or bring in, this would be a good time to go look over that shortlist, look at the options in middle table teams. Liam Delap is looking like somebody that has sense. You also have another player, a John Duran or another mid striker in the Premier League that you can.
He's a top striker for Aston Villa right now.
Let's see what Arteta is going to be doing. For me, I think just to buy a striker, buying a top quality player in January is somehow dicey because no top team is going to lead their best player for you in January. So you have to probably look at middle teams to buy. But for Arsenal, I think that he's satisfied. The way I'm saying he's satisfied with Jesus and Havertz. So, but let's see if he's going to decide to buy in this January. He's been talking about Arsenal buying players, or they might buy players depending on how this January goes. But let's see what Arsenal is going to do. But in this particular game, whether they need a striker, they need a player extra to challenge Liverpool, we are yet to see. But in this particular game, they won against Brentford away for the first Premier League game in 2025, 3-1.